Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is a paid request from Mark, one of two, that deals with this franchise, so to speak. So yes, Mark did send in two generous requests for me to review two My Little Pony movies. Okay. For those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, if Bart, maybe if you like these films, that's fine. To each their own. I'm definitely not. I would say I'm not the target audience, but I guess in a way I am. To a point, I'm just not into this stuff. I'm into Ninja Turtles, GI Joe, He Man, that type of stuff. Maybe Thundercats, but not My Little Pony. And to try to understand this stuff it's like me trying to understand Chinese algebra or Russian trigonometry. I mean, if this whole thing was written in Japanese, I would understand it about as much, especially with my chicken writing. But again, the Milo Pony thing, I don't get it. But it's not my job to get it. I know it's a thing for little girls, okay. But then they did this reboot thing, and a lot of guys liked it, and they're called bronies. And again, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I guess just, hey, it's not for me, I guess. And especially, like, even if you like that for whatever reason, why would you then want Equestria Girls, where, okay, we don't take the characters, but they're just humans going to high school? Like, what would be the point of that? That would be like me watching a He-Man cartoon, but He-Man is, I don't know, working at a Walmart. And he gets out of a job at Walmart to go home, and his neighbors are like Skeletor, and it's like Team the Hill, He-Man style. They, take Team the Hill, but put the He-Man characters in there. Although I actually kind of watched that show now that I said that. But it'd be like, okay, the Ninja Turtles go into high school. And then they're humans, and then they go back, and they're rat. French kisses the cockroach some more, like that awful movie last year. But because they are going to high school now. But I mean, if I'm a Ninja Turtles fan, why would I want to see, if I like those characters, as humans going to high school? Same that I don't. Why would you? I guess some fans, some bronies, drew this type of stuff, and the network saw it, and they go, "Got it. Let's make a whole movie shows of this stuff." They said, even if you're into like this whole thing, Legend of almost said Everclear, Everfree. Most of it is them at camp, trying to deal with camp. And then there's a little bit of plot of these powers and what's going on with these powers. Thankfully, it's an hour and change, so it's short. I appreciate that. And the animation, is the animation bad? No, I don't think the animation is bad. But I don't care about anything going on. I don't know much about the past stuff, and I don't care. I could gather a little bit of stuff where the Twilight, the lead, she has a nightmare where her friends are disappearing, and I guess like an evil version of herself. So I guess as this human, back in an earlier film, she was with these powers kind of split, and there was an evil alter ego of herself. But that's been kind of like what? It's like a kid version malignant. But she's fighting that off, and this movie came out 2016, and she's on a field trip with the other kids to go to camp. And of the seven characters, you got Twilight, you got Sunset, who I guess was evil at one point, but she's now good. I guess because the other one he has me reviewing, which I'll talk about next time, I guess you find out that Sunset was in the Pony world, and she went to this world. But by going to this world, you're human. I guess. And I guess she was a bad girl, but now she's a good girl. And she's Twilight's like best friend. And those are really our two leads, Twilight and Sunset. The other five, I don't remember their names, so one's Reba McEntire. One's a girl heavy about fashion. One's Rainbow. One's Miss Hyper. And one is Miss Snow White talking to the birds. And Miss Hyper, one of the first things is she sleeps with marshmallow pillows. I'm like, that's going to melt quick if that's the case. So when they get there, they're dealing with camp things, mostly building a dock. So if you want to see the characters build a dock, which I'd be like, I'm not building your dock unless you're paying me. But the girls are like, we're going to do this because we need to do something back to the camp. Why? What has the camp done for you? You just gotten there. They haven't even done anything for you. What have they done for you? You just got there. Now you don't do hard labor, manual labor for free? No wonder this camp lets you kids come here. So they get free labor. I ain't building no dock for anybody, buddy. At least you pay me. I mean, I'd rather go watch Ernest Goes to Camp than watch this camp movie. Or Meatballs, or it makes Meatballs 3 look like Meatballs 1. So while this is going on, you also have these characters who are the camp counselors, a brother and sister team. The brother starts liking Twilight. I guess they're both like 16, 15, I guess. And then Twilight starts realizing she's got these powers, telekinetic powers. And she doesn't know what's up. And then the other characters start having their powers. Like, grow. Like, they've had powers before, but they kind of simmered down. But now something is making their powers grow again. So, Rainbow is super fast. Reba McEntire is very strong. The girl with fashion, she can make, like, shields. The Hyper girl has, like, sugar or sprinkles. Sprinkles they can throw, and they're like bombs. Miss Snow White can literally talk to damn birds and animals. Sunset, she's an empath, so she does the dead zone thing. She touches it, she knows what you're thinking. Knows what's going on. But Twilight at first thinks it's her fault, and it's spreading because of her. The camp counselors, they tell the story about the Legend of Everfree, which really leads to, I don't know if it really led much to anything. I mean, it puts the legend in there about the spirit that protects the land, and you think that spirit's going to come back by the end, whether to help the characters or whatnot, but no, not really. There's also this one character named Flash who likes Twilight, but kind of gets the hint that she doesn't like him. But I guess he liked the pony version of Twilight? So am I thinking that Flash is a human and he was in love with the pony version of Twilight? What's that? They do one where a human and a pony kiss and make out? I'm sure there'd be some people that would like that. I would not. Please do not do that. Oh, and there's this one guy who's like the businessman, and you know he's evil because his name is literally Filthy Rich. I kid you not. Is he related to Richie Rich? But no, Filthy Rich. That's his name, Filthy Rich. And there are songs in this movie too. There's about 3 or 4 songs. And I'm like, whatever. I mean, the songs were there. Didn't love him, didn't hate him. I would never listen to him again. I've heard worse, and I've heard better. So, I don't know. It's a My Little Pony movie. It's the songs in My Little Pony movie. And again, it's not even any ponies in My Little Pony movie. It's humans going to camp. Still weird. I'm gonna watch a Ninja Turtle movie. What are they doing? They're going to high school. Oh, how do I feel about them being mutants? Well, they're not mutants. They're humans. I gotta watch Raphael deal with gym class. I gotta watch Mighty get high and be a pot dealer in the basement. I don't know. Donnie blows up the chemical lab because he's the nutty professor. So long story short, spoilers. They're building the dock, and Twilight and Sunset, they think something's up with the male counselor, but you find out it's really the female counselor. She found these geodes in a cave, which gave her powers, and her plan was to make. She needed money to pay Filthy Rich, or he takes over the camp. So she's like, I got these powers. I'm going to, you think, maybe rob something to get the money? No, she's going to make this the best weekend ever. What's that going to do to pay your bills? I don't know. But first is to keep her land and her camp, and now it's so that nobody can leave the camp. So she sprouts all these branches to cover the camp, and our characters use some powers, and they do really no good at all. Until, I guess, Twilight, in less than 30 seconds, overcomes her dark inner self. They all unite, Captain Planet style, whatever the hell, defeat the villain. But then she's not really a villain. She was just blah, blah, blah. So they let her go. And in fact, not only do they let her go, but then they help her with the camp by making some damn concert. So yeah, she tried to kill you. She tried to strangle you. She tried to keep you here forever. So we have nothing called punishment in this world. We have nothing called jail. You have nothing called any type of punishment. Nah, if you try to kill someone, you try to trap someone, you try to kidnap someone, whatever the case may be, you let off with a slap on the wrist. Even Scooby-Doo, they get arrested. And then the guy or girl goes, what got away with was your main measly kids and your dog too. At least they got arrested. At least there's some kind of punishment. Unlike here. So... sound like Grace Randolph. So... What would Grace Randolph think of this movie? I don't know. Somehow it'd be sexist. So... they do the concert and everything's fine. The movie's over. The one piece of animation I probably took the most out of this movie that were somewhat memorable is, I think Sunset looks into the mind of, was it Pinky, who's the hyper one? And her mind is like a world of taffy and candy, and she's like, taffy, just grabs one, starts eating it. You just see how weird and off-kilter her mind is. But, you know, with the landscape and the environment that they animated, at least I brought a little bit of possibly humorous intrigue to the thing. But that was also in the middle of this whole thing where they're building the dock, and Rainbow is being careful with the hammer. And, well, Rainbow is carrying the boards, but she doesn't want to go too fast because she's afraid she'll run. And then Reba, whatever her name is, she is boarding the nails to the dock, but she's being careful. She doesn't want to break it. I'm sitting there going, why don't you just switch jobs? You carry the boards back and forth. Your strength's not going to matter when you're just walking back and forth. And for Rainbow, You hammering the nail would actually be a benefit. He's be done, done. Like a rivet, like that would be it. So why you two just switch jobs? Switch tasks. Just switch with each other. Problem solved. They're not too bright, are they? For high schoolers, or wherever the hell they were. Just switch jobs. That way you don't have to worry about running off the dock. You don't have to worry about breaking the board. You carry the boards. You hammer. Not MC Hammer. So I don't know what else to say, man. But hey, it's my fault. I said pretty much any type of video, and I stand by that. So thanks once again, Mark. I'll do the other one next. At the very least, two things. It was short, and the animation wasn't bad. At least it wasn't 2.5 hours long. So I give credit to that. I don't know if diehard fans of this stuff like this movie. I guess if you are, you tell them in the comments section. But again, even if you like the My Little Pony franchise, why would you care that they're human girls going to, in this case, camp? I just don't see the appeal, but that'd be like maybe a Scooby-Doo, but Scooby-Doo was just a human nicknamed Scooby, and not a talking dog. You'd be like, why? Well, just because. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.